Alright guys, this is Big Walt here from Tweak and Tune. So, just want to give you a little update. We're making some progress with the intercooler. I made some nice little mounting feet here. Two for the bottom, one for the top. I don't know where I misplaced the other one. Oh, here it is. Two for the bottom, one for the top. I made a patch to patch up where we cut the filler neck off at. Alright, so we got to that. It fits beautiful. We're going to be adding a coolant temperature sensor. Got the bung here. So it requires a 1/8 inch NPT bung. And this is the smaller one because I have ones that are much bigger than this and they're not going to work. These tanks are small. So that'll be beautiful. And basically I have one in the sports machines lower. So I'm going to be running two sensors. I had two sensors in the lower. One where the hot fluid goes out of the top of the ATR intercooler down to the bottom sports machines into the first tank. It's the upper tank. You know, the sports machines has a double pass, remember. So we have a bung in there. It already came with it. The sports machine already came with one 1/8 inch NPT for one of these type of sensors. So I don't remember if Tom's is on the top, the bung, or the bottom. I don't remember. But I added another one because on the passenger side, onto the truck, you know, it's that intercooler is split in two tanks. So it, you know, boom, and then boom back, double pass. So I added an extra sensor. So one is reading the warmer coolant coming into the intercooler, which is the top tank, and then the cooler, after it cools it, the cooler fluid flowing out of it into the pump and then back to the bottom of the ATR intercooler. That's how it flows, like a circle. Now it's going to flow. Now I left the one in the tank of the sports machine double pass, the top tank, because that's going to be the warmest. That's going to be the fluid, the coolant flowing out of the top of the ATR into the top of the double pass. Then out the bottom, I unscrewed this sensor, capped it with a plug, and put it back up there. And then it's going to flow out of the pump to the bottom of this one. We're going to go to the bottom because of less air. We don't, you know, if you go from the top to the bottom, it might get a little air in there. But anyway, so we're going to flow it out of the double pass through the pump into the bottom here, out the top. So obviously this will be the coolest of it all. I'm going to add that. Okay, so that's what we're doing there. We got some nice pre-molded hose because I was going to cut these off and I was going to weld in, that would have been 1/2 inch NPT with 3/4 inch, it's 1/2 inch NPT bungs threaded with 3/4 inch in and outs and shortening up and all of that. But that was too much, and it's just not gonna, it's gonna stick out too much. So I'm gonna have to trim these down. These are sticking out quite a bit. We got the pre-molded hose. I'm gonna have to trim that down, basically probably within an inch of the bend. It's gonna be very tight because we got the grill and everything else going on, and down here too. So we're gonna have to trim this down, that it's only an inch. It's 2 inches now. And we're going to have to trim this down and clamp it really tight. But there's no pressure on these things, and the heat don't get that hot, you know. Right now, the hottest I was getting was like 110, 120 degrees coolant. Nothing even close to boiling. So it's not going to build up any pressure like that. So we're not going to have that much of a problem. One good, nice, good heavy-duty clamps right here, and it'll be good enough. Okay, so what else we got? Okay, so the other thing we got is I pulled off the sports machine scoop. That little scoop there he built me. So we pulled that off the bottom. And I got this guy's West Fabrications. No, this is the plow. He calls this the plow. Thomas Sports Machines calls it a plow. Air deflector, air dam, air ram, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so then we got this one, which they call the scoop. So I see. Well, number one, I want to mention that it does fit the Sports Machines lower. It does fit. So I wasn't sure about it, but it does fit. I didn't drill. I had to re-drill. There's a little. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I didn't use the hole he put in there. I put it in my own because you got the big mounts on the side of the double pass, the big double aluminum plate on the side, and that would have been a lot of drilling. So I drilled it somewhere else. But anyway, I see how this works. The plow, the air's being deflected up, where the scoop, the air is being boxed in there. And it is really boxed in. So whatever kind of goes in here, at high speed when you're going, I would say it's not going to bounce out, or I don't know this whole, you know, going to tell you exactly how it's going to work through physics, but basically, the air's going to hit, it's going to go up, but the air can dissipate to the left and to the right. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it works and it does its job. But the box, that can't happen. The air goes in and it can't go to the left or right. So I'm sure you other guys used this before. I've seen it out there at Carlisle and stuff like that. But I just want to let you know, anybody that hasn't tried it on a Sports Machines double pass, it does fit. It works great. Well, we don't know if it works great yet, but it does. It does fit nice and it looks really cool. So anyway, I was excited to put this on because I wanted to get rid of this thing. Anyway, guys, that's where we're at so far. I got to drop off this intercooler next to Eddie, my friend the welder, and he's going to TIG in these feet. He's going to TIG on those feet, the patch, and also the coolant temperature bung. He's going to do all that for me, and then basically we can hook it up, and that's it. Anyway, guys, bang out of here.